Get back to that shortly. Then don't have some defending to run on the road.
St. Jago High, one of Jamaica's most prominent high school footballing team, located in the heart of Spanish Town, 33 Monk Street. As the season drew closer, we took the time to sit and have a chat with newly appointed head coach Davion Ferguson. He may be young at heart, but he is not young in experience.
St. Jago, we are a little bit behind in terms of the preparation because I started on Monday. I think the boys are warming to the message or the ideas that we're trying to bring across to them. And it's very hard to really assess the preparation thus far because the time that we have so far is not a lot of time with them. But come the start of the Manning Cup, we will be ready. My philosophy is all about the players, right? It's getting the maximum from each individual, you know, bringing forward their true qualities, basically. As a coach, you'll have a preference playing style. And I think that for me is more critical than to be preoccupied with philosophy, because it's not like we're at the club level where we can handpick the players to fit that philosophy.
Philosophy may not be a big deal for Coach Ferguson, but when asked what sparked his interest in being a part of the St. Jago family and how he intends on molding this team in being the ESA 2017 Manning Cup champion, this was what he had to say.
Well, I was at Hydel a few seasons ago, and after coaching Hydel, I stopped for a few seasons because for me, coaching is something that is very intimate. Coaching a team, you have to have that relationship, you have to have that feel-good factor. And I've had offers for many projects to come back into the schoolboy football competitions, but none appealed to me like the St. Jago project. I think in terms of what they're trying to do, eventually over a long period of time, that is important for me, for stability for one, and that is how we're going to really build a program. So I'm here. I think we have the facility, the support staff here to really develop a program going forward for St. Jago. Well, instead of looking at the differences, I first look at the similarities, and I think we're all on the same page in terms of we're a lover of the game, you know, and that's the first most important thing. We have youngsters who have one common goal, which is to play football. They all love the game and they all want to be a part of the game. So in terms of working with them, it's not normally hard working with youngsters. I think personally, as youngsters, the first and foremost important is development. Now, once you develop these players to be better than they were yesterday or days before, they'll automatically tend to want to fall into line. So it's not very hard dealing with them. As I said, it's first to understand each individual and understand that they are different and they're not the same in terms of how they are, and to develop that individual.
With lots of players being scouted from different high schools, both in the rural and corporate area, to help strengthen their team, Coach Ferguson do share the views that this should only happen if the players are benefiting in two ways: development of their game and educationally. With ESA's 45% grade average to be eligible to play, Coach Ferguson do support this idea 100%.
That for me, along with the 80% attendance, is critical because they're student athletes, not athlete students. So they're first students and then athletes. So preparing these players, it has to be holistic, and there has to be some life after playing Takasa Cup or playing Manning Cup. Mark you, not all players will be academically inclined, but they have to make an effort at least to understand that they're here for school and they're gifted with the ability to play some football, and they will use that to enhance their personal development. But they have to at least make an effort, and I think that's one of the things where St. Jago has it in terms of these youngsters here. They're very understanding that, hey, you're here for school and their ability to play football is secondary.
Being a coach is definitely not an easy task, As a coach, just like a player, you will have individuals who you emulate, individuals who contributed to your skills and development, and individuals who inspire your coaching style.
I have a lot of people that I look up to. I think foremost among them is Boise Nicholson, Bengaling. I think he is the person who I owe a lot of gratitude for, because coaching at Froome School a few years ago, he was the one who actually gave me this opportunity to really start coaching at this level. He believed in my ability and he really gave me that confidence. I admire people like Wendell Downswell. He has achieved so much in this game. From that generation, Vin Blaine, and from the middle generation coming to us, people like Donovan Duque. You know, these are people that I have very close relationships with. Miguel Coley, Patrick Graham. There's a lot of coaches there, that deserves respect based on how they operate as coaches. Because as a coach, you have to understand that, hey, it's not about me, it's about the players. And I admire coaches for that. Retracting a little bit on the last question in terms of who I look up to also on the international level, I'm an Arsenal supporter. So Arsene Wenger automatically is a coach that I really admire. But coaches like Pep Guardiola, Marcelo Bielsa, these are coaches, Sampoli, based on how they get the best from each of their players. These are coaches that I admire. Arsenal is my team, as I mentioned earlier. Arsene Wenger is my coach. In coaching, I think it's just lessons. Best memories are worst memories. There are lessons, these are experiences that you learn from. But I think in terms of best memories, I think it's actually being a part of the national setup. As I said earlier, I might be young in age, but in experiences I'm not really young. But at my age, to be so involved in a national program and actually playing an integral part in actually fighting for my country and helping my country to be exposed at the highest level, that for me is one of the greatest moments as a coach. Also, one of the worst moments I had as a coach, and this is a very traumatic moment for me whenever I have to speak about it. I lost my father, my mentor, my coach 2 seasons ago, Glenn Stan Hutchinson. You know, may his soul rest in peace. He's the one who actually brought me up to a level in coaching, because I actually worked with him at GC Foster, and to see him pass, he was actually with me 2 days before he passed on the training pitch, and to actually see him pass away, we have to be thankful for each day that we live. And that for me was one of the saddest moments in the game, because I had to immediately take on that responsibility of actually leading a team that he was the coach for many years. So it was a really heavy moment for me in terms of the game of football. I'm not a person to really make predictions because I don't gamble. But I think what we have to look at first is the quality of the work that we as coaches put in. I think that's the most important part. The quality of the work that we have will decide in terms of how far we can reach or how far we will go. The players are here, they're like sponges, and it's just for us now as a coaching staff to really feed them this information, to really see how much they can absorb, to see how they can develop and mature as the season go along. And St. Jago is a traditional school. It's a school that does very well in sports. So once the quality of the work is at a high standard and a consistent standard, I think that we will feature. But the most important thing that I want you guys to take away from this is that we're here to really develop a program, right? Once we develop the individuals at the under 14, at the under 16 level, eventually we will have very good players at the Manning Cup level. So while we are here to win, it's not win at all costs. We must develop the individual first.